Albany, Mayor de Blasio has taken the unusual step of rejecting the nomination to a city advisory panel of a lawyer whose ethics committee once sued a non-profit group Hisner created. State Chief Justice Janet Di Fiore had recommended that Daniel Horwitz, former chairman of the Joint Commission on Public Ethics, fill an open position on the mayor's advisory committee on the judiciary. The mayor's panel recruits, screens, and nominates candidates for city criminal and family court judgeships. While the mayor officially appoints all 19 members to the panel, the state chief judge gets to nominate 4 of them. Until now, de Blasio had never rejected a nominee, his staff confirmed. In September, Di Fiore nominated Horwitz, who served with her on the State Ethics Committee and replaced her as chairman in 2013, to the Judiciary Advisory Committee to fill a vacancy created by the departure of Eugene Nardelli, a former judge. But it wasn't until Tuesday that Horwitz, now a private lawyer, learned his nomination was rejected, sources say. "Who says no to the chief judge?" asked one source. "If you're the city of New York, given the amount of litigation you have, you're going to pick a fight with the chief judge? It doesn't make sense to me." The source said a lawyer for the city told an angry Di Fiore that Horwitz was rejected because, as a member of the Ethics Commission, he was a part of a 2016 lawsuit against the city. Eduardo Munoz Alvarez, Getty Images. But the source noted that would be impossible because the ethics panel had no power to sue the mayor of the city. The panel oversees state officials, lobbyists and their clients, and the suit was actually against the now-defunct non-profit organization Campaign for One New York. Horwitz was chairman of the State Ethics Commission when it sued the Campaign for One New York, a non-profit organization de Blasio created to push his agenda. The ethics panel contended the group should have registered as a lobbying entity. Horwitz would only confirm that he had been nominated by Di Fiore and that the selection was rejected by de Blasio. Di Fiore, who could not be reached for comment, was appointed to the state's top court by Gov. Cuomo, who has been at war politically with de Blasio. De Blasio spokesman Austin Finnan said the mayor has the power, by executive order, to accept or reject nominations to the Judicial Advisory Committee. The mayor considers nominees to the advisory committee with an eye towards ensuring diversity, breadth of experience and overall balance in the committee, Finnan said. As they draw closer to deciding whether to run for governor in 2018, 2 of 4 potential GOP candidates traveled last week to Texas for a meeting of the Republican Governors Association. Wealthy businessman Harry Wilson and Assembly Minority Leader Brian Kolb met individually with a number of Republican governors, Governors Association staff and potential donors. One source said Wilson, who primarily continues to consider the impact a potential run will have on his family, attended the meeting as a donor, and not as a sign he has decided to run. His decision is expected within weeks. Wilson said in an email that virtually all Republican blue state governors were outsider business leaders before getting elected. "That's part of the reason so many donors and activists have been encouraging me to run." Kolb, of Canandaigua, said he went to see what Republican governors across the country are doing and what the association looks for when deciding to participate in campaigns. He said it's too soon for the organization to make a commitment to be active in the New York race. While saying he hasn't made a final decision to run, Kolb acknowledged that it wouldn't make sense for me to go all the way down there and not seriously be leaning toward running. State Senate Deputy Majority Leader John DeFrancisco and Dutchess County Executive Marcus Molinaro are also considering gubernatorial runs. 2 potential Democratic primary challengers to Cuomo are teaming up with affordable housing advocates to attack the governor for not doing enough to protect tenants. Former state Sen. Terry Gibson, who already has created a 2018 campaign committee, and City Councilman Juman Williams, who says he's been approached about challenging Cuomo, say a push for tougher rent laws should be a key issue in the 2018 gubernatorial campaign. Williams and Gibson are accusing Cuomo of caring more about landlords and developers, who make up some of his biggest donors, than tenants. New Yorkers deserve a governor for the people, a governor who will stand up for tenants and affordable housing, Gibson said. Williams and Gibson are teaming up at a time when affordable housing groups say they are gearing up for a statewide campaign in 2018 to pressure Cuomo to advance more protections for tenants in the upcoming legislative session and the campaign. Cuomo spokesman Richard Azzopardi defended the governor's housing record, citing the enactment of what he called the strongest tenant protections in a generation, a $20 billion affordable housing and anti-homeless program, and creation of the Tenant Protection Unit. Some critics may be proud of their lousy command of the facts, but I don't see how that inspires confidence in anyone, as Party said.